Hey guys, today we're going to be making a healthy version of banana bread. Banana bread used to be one of my favorite snacks as a little kid, and my mom would make it for me all the time. As I got older, I stopped eating it as much because it's pretty high in fat, it's high in carbs, and it really has no protein. But this recipe is going to change all that. So let's get started. First, let's get our dry ingredients together. I'm going to use Bob's Red Mill pancake and waffle mix because I find that it works well for breads and cakes. And I also like that it saves me about 7 grams of carbs per half cup compared to typical flour. We're going to be using 116 grams, or 1 cup, of Bob's Red Mill pancake mix. Now we're going to add just shy of a 1/4 cup of our Splenda sugar blend mix. This is 45 grams. Add a 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 3/4 teaspoon baking powder. If you're using normal flour, I recommend using 1 1/4 teaspoons. Bob's Red Mill pancake and waffle mix already has baking powder in it, so I'm using less. A 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Now if you're using regular flour, I'd use a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Last but not least, we're going to add 60 grams or 2 scoops of vanilla isopure. I like isopure for a couple of reasons compared to other protein powders. One, it's really low in fat. This serving only has 1 gram of fat. And 2, other protein powders typically have carbs. This has 0 grams of carbs. You could use any other vanilla or non-flavored protein powder that you have in your house. I just recommend using isopure. Now we're going to give our dry ingredients a good mix. We have something that looks like this. Now it's time for us to get our liquid ingredients together. The first thing we're going to do is add 2 really ripe bananas. This is probably around 180 grams of bananas peeled. Now just mash them up a little bit. You'll have something that looks like this. Next we're going to add a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. This is 66 grams. We're going to add 2 egg whites to our mix. This is about 70 grams of egg whites. So if you're using beaters, I'd use 70 grams of beaters. And finally, we're going to add our secret ingredient. 3 ounces or 1 1/2 servings of Walden Farms pancake syrup. I love this stuff, guys. I highly recommend you pick it up. It's well worth it. It's great on pancakes. For calorie free, it kills some of the low sugar pancake syrups that are on the market. So definitely give this a shot. If you don't have this, I recommend using a 1/4 cup more of your Splenda sugar blend. You want your batter to be this consistency. Now it's time for us to combine our liquid and dry ingredients. Then I'm going to transfer it into our 8x4 baking tray. One thing I forgot to mention, if you're not using vanilla protein powder, you might want to add a teaspoon of vanilla to your mix. We sprayed our tray and we've got our mix in here. You should have something that looks like this. We're going to stick it in the oven at 350 for about 50 to 55 minutes. What you want to be able to do is stick a toothpick in the center, pull it out, and see no residue. So our banana bread is done. I've cut it into 10 slices. Every slice is about 60 grams. The macros on these per slice, it's 0.28 grams of fat, 15.8 grams of carbs, and 7.5 grams of protein. If you compare that to a typical banana bread, you're looking at about saving half the calories doing it this way. So these really are super delicious, guys. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about them. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and not eat this entire loaf of banana bread.